Hello! Welcome to the Flow Space SHE Media Collab, here to celebrate and advocate for whole life health for all of you guys. I'm always a little nervous when we start, so I have cards, I have thoughts, I'm going to try to get through them. We have a truly amazing array of talent coming at you for the next 3 days, curated by a truly amazing team at SHE Media and at Flow Space. I wanted to mention Flow Space quickly because this is the brand that we launched 2 years ago here at South by Southwest, and we launched it because we want to give women and men space to live their present tense dreams, space to continue to improve on whatever it is they want to improve on. We want women to have the research, to have the advocacy, to have the support to really live their best lives, but if not best lives, really just to be in the present tense and to be immersed. And so I'm going to describe a few things about flow that I think you'll see that are really pervasive throughout the next 3 days. We have a wild mix of wonderful experts and wonderful advocates, celebrity types, big thinkers, people who say provocative things, people who are changing policy, and Katie Couric. No. And Chelsea Handler, and people like that, and Scott Galloway, if you like him. But so it's going to be a really interesting day, but I wanted to talk about a little more about flow because I'm obsessed with this concept. It's Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi is the sort of father of flow in a sense, and it's a state in which people are so involved in an activity that nothing else seems to matter. Moments like these, the best in our lives, are not passive. The best moments usually occur when a person's mind or body is stretched to its limits in a voluntary effort to accomplish something difficult and worthwhile. And the reason I come back to that all the time is that I often think we're contemplating how do I push less? How do I try less hard? Because we know we are all day long trying so hard to be the best versions of ourselves. When you find flow, when you are in a flow state, it's really about the effort that you put into something for and about you that makes you happy. And the reason I think it's important to contemplate the effort involved is that it doesn't have to be sitting back and smelling a candle in a bath. That's also lovely, but that's not flow state. If any of you are terrible at meditating like I am, your monkey brain might get going. When I can find flow in sports. Some people find flow in nature. Others find it in a very meaningful way in their work. The next two women who you're going to hear from are unbelievable advocates, activists, scientists, experts, lovely humans to hang out with as well. And I would say, not speaking for them, that some of the flow that they might find is in their professional, purpose-driven endeavors. Many of us, that is where we find full immersion in the present tense and where we are our happiest. Others, it might be that you're actually one of those people who's great at meditating. It might be that you're a floater. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but apparently floating is like a thing, an actual thing. Our friend Natalie Nixon, who is an ocean swimmer, is also a floater. Look into it. We'll send around lots of coupons for anyone who wants to go float in a tank. And so there's thousands of opportunities for every human to find flow. And I want you guys to think about where you find it, and maybe we're going to have a little interactive spot at some point or many points throughout the next 3 days when you can share with us where you find flow. What are those moments? A lot of people say sex, and that's not wrong. A lot of people say chess. Some people say silence. I mean, it can be such a range, again. For me, sports. My other place for finding flow, which is super irritating, I'm sure, to all of my colleagues, is the part before I come on stage. This is more just generalized anxiety, but before I come on stage, when I'm looking through this unbelievable programming and seeing this just embarrassment of riches of women we get to celebrate on stage, and the women in the audience who are like attentively, highly engaged and listening and learning, and I'm reading through it all, and I'm listening to my tapes on flow, and then I'm like, wow, it's 10:30. But I'm so happy when I'm looking at the work that's been done and recognizing that that work is going to be shared and that you guys are going to make connections, we hope, that will allow you to do whatever it is that helps you to achieve your own flow state. So that's my intro, but I have more to say. Our first, I think it's really fitting that our first people speaking are, to me, again, they might correct me and say that they're excellent meditators and floaters, but they are the kinds of people who I think find flow in purpose. And that's something that others have told me. And if you can combine that passion with that purpose and find real present tense, immersive happiness, then I applaud you. But so Jennifer Weiss-Wolf, who wrote The Citizen's Guide to Menopause, is an advocate, a prolific writer, and just an unbelievable thinker. Her book is available right now digitally. We will send around to everyone who has entered these gates a link so that you can download it and have it and review it, share it, be smarter. We're not just about menopause. Menopause is important because it's a third chapter. We're about whole life health, as mentioned, and menopause is something like our moms, Gen X, did not mention. They were just like, I'm cranky, my hair's changing, and peace out, at least at a WASPy household like my own. So there was no sharing of what's going on. Hormones were not understood. We are so lucky that the research, if the current administration doesn't block it entirely, that the research is emerging that will help us all to live this whole life health. And a big part of that is doing for menopause what we did for fertility about 20 years ago. It's a really, really important opportunity, and I can tell you that many of the women in the room who have educated me have already made it so much easier to be alive and to thrive. So Jennifer Weiss-Wolf and Dr. Jessica Shepard, who is not only a lifelong friend of SHE Media, but is just recently published Generation M, a very, very strong book and guide to what the fuck's going on with your body and mind. And you're welcome, millennials and Gen Z, because you guys will have the benefit of so many women's work. And also, she is just, again, a force of nature. The last of our speakers this weekend, these three, is Chelsea Handler. And I bring that up because her book, which is already a bestseller in like 4 minutes. Her book is called I'll Have What She's Having, and that's what I always feel about Dr. Jessica Shepard when I see her. Like, that's aspirational. And then finally, you will see a lot of our totally fearless and brilliant editor-in-chief of Flow Space. Again, the brand that began it all and has been a platform for us to explore these themes and many others through content, community, and commerce. We have events at least monthly and often twice monthly in New York and now LA in our studios. Galina came on a year ago, literally started, her first day might have been at South by, as our editor-in-chief, and has since then published hundreds, if not thousands, of deeply meaningful science-backed, not science like you could find it on AI somewhere, but like science-sourced, accountable data for women, about women, and women written large. Like, we are our children's health, our parents' health, our friends' health, our colleagues' health. Those are all things, our workplace health, those are all the things that will make us ultimately the best we can be. So give it up for Galina, who's gonna be back to back to back all day. And here she comes. So bye.